"Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." You'd think that being religious would make any assassin fear an eternity of damnation in the next life, but that isn't the case for John Wick. That's because God's homies on Earth are cool with our favorite silky-haired assassin.
My son, how might they help?
Remember when he visited Italy in Chapter 2? He wasn't there for a vacation, but at least he got to see the sights when he stopped by the Vatican for a quick visit. Somehow, I get the impression that he's been there before. You just know that the Vatican employees are more than familiar with the phantom stranger who goes by the John Wick. But who could John possibly be there to see? It's none other than a top cardinal, a supreme pontiff of the Universal Church.
Fortuna adiuvat.
Did you see his continental ring? The holy man knows what's up. He also seemed more than happy for John to go about his business, leaving bodies in his wake.
An Italian classic.
Anyway, this scene didn't add much to the narrative in the grand scheme of things, hence why it was probably cut. But it does reinforce just how deep the John Wick series mythology runs.
However, it might not be the life that you wish.
And that's neat. Speaking of neat, have you seen the cleaner lately? Rules are made to be broken. The cleaner doesn't just come out of retirement to sweep up anyone's mess, but he's just one phone call away whenever his pal John Wick is in a situation.
Good to see you, John.
He's a mysterious fella, and we haven't really seen him since the first movie.
You look good. Here I'd feared you'd left all this behind.
However, he was supposed to make an appearance in Chapter 2.
Charlie.
Winston.
Business is good.
It's going up.
But what was he doing there, you ask? Naturally, he was disposing of another pile of bodies that John left piled up. Only this time, he was hired by Santino, who made the mistake of getting on John's bad side.
I'm here to see Santino d'Antonio.
Winston didn't approve, naturally, so he decided to have a conversation with Santino about the situation involving him, John, and Gianna.
My sister had fallen derelict in her duties. There was some dust to blow away.
The exchange between the pair is very cordial, but it's clear that Santino had mischief on his mind the entire time. I guess that shouldn't be surprising from the guy who wanted his own sibling dead.
Rules are made to be broken, Winston.
Not for those who live by them.
That's because Rome is Santino's playground.
We're not in your hotel anymore. Do not speak to me like a child. I said the rules now.
Maybe Santino spoke too soon. The world is John Wick's playground and everyone else is a guest. Maybe this villain shouldn't have gotten on John's bad side. But he just had to keep poking the bear. More on that later. But some of these killers just want to make a name for themselves. Zero's big impact. One of the coolest things about the John Wick franchise is its rogues gallery of deadly assassins, and few of them are as memorable as Zero. While he was recruited to dispose of John in Chapter 3, he couldn't hide his bromantic feelings for our hero.
I've been looking forward to meeting you for a long time. I'm a huge fan.
It's just a shame that he didn't play an even bigger part in the movie.
I have served. I will be of service.
In an interview with Showbiz Cheat Sheet, Mark Dacascos revealed that they shot a ton of badass footage that would have added more depth to his character, but it was cut from the final version. Unfortunately, those scenes weren't included in the home media release either, which suggests that they could be getting saved for something special down the line. Chad Stileski told The Hollywood Reporter that some of the shot footage could make its way into Chapter 4, so brace yourself for potentially seeing some characters make a return. That being said, if we don't get to see more Zero, which is likely since he messed with John Wick and suffered the repercussions, at least he got to make an impact. Maybe Zero would have survived if he stuck to being a chef and not an international assassin. John would do anything to have that kind of quiet life, but what would he even do if he had the opportunity to relax? An unexpected hobby? John Wick might be the guy they send to kill the boogeyman, but even the deadliest hitman in all the land needs some downtime every once in a while.
I'm up.
In fact, if he wasn't dedicated to beating up bad guys, he could have been more like Ron Burgundy.
I have many leather-bound books.
That's right, John is an avid reader with a penchant for restoring leather-bound books in his spare time. And that's what he would have been doing if he got to live happily ever after with his wife and puppy. Keanu Reeves said that a scene was filmed that showed him pursuing his vocation, but it never made it into the movie. Unfortunately, the scene in question isn't online either. But at least John got to work with books for a few minutes in the third movie. Be quiet in that library now. It'd be great to see John get a proper chance to live a quiet life, but that was never going to happen with dudes like Santino and his ilk around. Don't go after John Wick's friends. Aurelio might be involved in some dodgy business practices, but he has a good heart at the end of the day. He's also been John's mechanic for years, and he wasn't ever going to accept his friend's stolen car in exchange for profit.
I heard you struck my son.
Yes, sir, I did.
May I ask why?
Yeah, well, because he stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.
Remember that scene in the first movie where that loser punk tried to sell him John's vehicle after killing his dog? Pow! Aurelio wasn't having any of that drama on his doorstep. In Chapter 2, however, Aurelio's fearlessness came to bite him in the butt. That's because Santino wasn't in his garage to engage in witty banter.
You actually look like the kind of guy who drives a big Escalade to overcompensate for a tiny little dick.
He was there to get to Wick and needed information.
With one of these, you can buy almost anything, except the truth.
With those goons breathing down his neck, it's no surprise that Aurelio caved to peer pressure and let them take what they came for.
I'm not gonna kill you. Just them. You can sit in one of your pretty little cars and watch.
At least cutting this scene from the movie stopped Aurelio from looking like a snitch. If you like this video and want to know more about secret details about the John Wick movies, be sure to check out our bloopers.